this is Eduardo Prado. This is going to be my final over microbiology. The first question that was asked what is your favorite topic, or what topic relates to what you're going to be doing later on in the future. I chose to do it over my favorite topic. My favorite topic had to be food microbiology. A few things that mainly interested me and made it my favorite topic was the fact that I was able to see what goes into the types of food that we eat, such as bacteria such as lactobacillus and bifidobacterium that go into fermented foods, allowing and producing probiotics that help with our gut support overall. I thought that was just interesting, just because we kind of got a little bit more insight to see what goes on into our body when we are ingesting these kinds of food. Second question was, if you had known a bacteria or not known microbe, what steps would you take to figure it out? My first few steps would be basically to get a sample over the microbe, and either put the sample under microscope, um, agar disc plates, and test tubes to kind of run a few tests over them. Under the microscope, you can kind of see their characteristics or traits that they have. Viruses, they're small. They only have RNA and DNA genomes. Bacteria overall are unicellular. Um, they have no membrane-bound organelles located in them, and fungi have to be the most uh, well-created organisms. They have cytoskeleton, ribosomes, and DNA all included in them. That was mitochondria, cytoskeleton, and DNA all included in them, which give it a little bit more detail. So if we were looking at it underneath the microscope, we can kind of see overall what they are based on those characteristics, whether a fungi, bacteria, or virus. If we were trying to go into a little bit more depth and trying to see if they are a virus or a fungi or whatever, we can put the sample on agar disc plates, run a few tests like the assay um, module, and see if they have any reaction to any medication or anything like that as well. Um, Vaccine importance. If I was talking to somebody and try to explain the importance of vaccinations, I'd basically go and tell them what these vaccines do. And what these vaccines do is that they imitate the type of infection. So you're using basically that same um, virus infection to um, get produced into your body. Your body is going to do three things. It's going to produce macrophages, which are your white blood cells, which help attack and kill off said infection. B lymphocytes are produced, and those basically help create antibodies to help the macrophages along the fight. And then the T lymphocytes are basically like little memory cards that basically save the type of infection that you had, the type of virus that you had, and remember that for the next time that it tries to fight it off. That way, your body will be a little bit more well prepared. I'll also tell them about a little bit more history, saying that measles and other viruses have been greatly reduced by 99.9% overall. Your body is going to be a lot weaker. Your immune system is going to be a lot weaker if you don't vaccinate yourself overall, because these viruses and these bacteria can definitely um, change over time, um, and evolve, creating new characteristics to help fight off older vaccinations, meaning your body's going to be a little bit weaker because it never had that type of vaccination before if you were against it. Um, the third question had to be the two positive and two negative relationships that they had. Overall, they're going to be a little bit similar to these last questions. One positive relationship that they had is vaccinations. Like I said, you use vaccinations and help obviously get a vaccine into your body to help fight off said infections, because you're imitating that same virus and infection going into your body. I mean, those bacteria are going to be producing macrophages, B lymphocytes, and T lymphocytes to help fight off said infection, like I said before. Um, Another positive relationship I had, like I said at the very beginning, my key takeaway from food microbiology was basically how we were able to use some of these bacteria to create fermented foods for ourselves, and how they help with our gut support using probiotics. Um, but I mean, they basically help fermented foods basically help us create a lot of different things coming from either bread, yogurt, or beer. Another positive, or another one of the negatives that I had to get from this was from antibiotic resistance. That's one of the negative effects of microbes, is because overall viruses, infections, microbes, all of these kinds of things evolve over time. Antibiotic resistance just happens to be one of those negative relationships that we had because um, overall, if we try to fight off said infection or anything with an antibiotic or vaccine, they evolve over time, depending on if we're able to kill off 99.9% of the bacteria or not. If we aren't, then some of them survive and they have those characteristics to help fight off said virus, said vaccination, or uh, medication. Um, let's see the other negative. The other negative is the viruses that are transmitted. Like I said, like um, they're always evolving over time, meaning that they can be transmitted through different types of ways, whether that is by water, air, um, contact of any kind. Um, they're always evolving, always changing up their characteristics because they're trying to fend off for themselves and trying to stay alive and affect a different type of host. Last question was what was the last question? I'm trying to look at it. My handwriting is not very good. Microbe uses. Um, One of the microbe uses that I had was decomposition, that we use every day. Not every day, the earth produces it every day. Whenever we have a decaying body or anything, after we have a funeral, anything like that. One of the uses from the earth soil is that it produces sapriotypic bacteria, decaying and decomposing of those deceased bodies, that helps break it down and keeps those nutrients all together. Um, Two of my other ones are going to be similar to my previous answers. So the second one is going to have to be fermentation of foods. That's one of the uses that we have for these microbes. They allow us to create these types of foods um, to help out our body. We not only have lactobacillus and streptococci located in these fermented foods, we also have them located in our stomach to help process enzymes and break down toxins. The third use is going to be vaccinations. Vaccinations because um, we imitate um, an infection using viruses, certain types of bacteria, um, and help induce a type of infection to help our bodies try and fight it off.